Welcome back to another episode of TVT Nation. I'm Roman Vladimirsky. Today we're going to talk through some commonly used real estate terms that buyers or sellers usually have questions about. I want to make sure you're ahead of the game and you already know what they are and how they are used and what they're used for. The first term is an appraised value. The appraised value is the opinion of a home's fair market value, which is typically conducted by an appraiser. Now, keep in mind, the reason we use the term opinion is because, look, you can put 10 different appraisers on one house, you'll most likely get 10 different numbers, right? So just keep that in mind that it is an opinion. The goal of the appraised value when you conduct an appraisal on either the sale of your house or the purchase of your house, you want it to come out at least the price that you're purchasing it for. If it doesn't, the difference in the money will have to be made up. The next term I wanted to talk to you guys about is escrow. Everybody always wants to know, what is escrow? Where is it? Escrow is when something of value, such as a deed or money, is held by a third party. In real estate, it's typically the attorney. They hold either the down payment funds in escrow, so during the time of the purchase. And at the closing, those funds come out of escrow and then they go to the seller. The next term I wanted to talk to you guys about is closing costs. Typically, closing costs run from anywhere from 2 to 5% of the purchase price, depending on if you are on the seller's side or the buyer's side. The sellers and the buyers each have different closing costs. For the seller, for example, the majority of their closing costs are realtor fees and transfer tax, transferring the deed of the property from themselves to the new owners. For a buyer, majority of the closing costs are title fees, bank fees, down payments, things like that. So when you're talking about your closing costs, just make sure you have an understanding of what you are required to pay and to whom. Another very important term that we want to discuss is when something is in contract or pending. What does that mean? Can we still go see the house? The answer is no. When a house is in contract or pending, that means both parties have had a meeting of the minds, they have signed a real estate contract agreeing to specific terms, and that house is now deemed in contract. So no, you cannot see it. The buyer and the seller have agreed to move forward on that particular house. One of the most important things that you are going to do in the purchase of your home is conduct a title search. What a title search does, it confirms that the people who are selling the house are in fact the sole owners. So after you buy the house, there's not going to be any John or Jane who can come out of nowhere and claim ownership to the house that you thought was yours. So that's why you conduct the title search and you purchase title insurance to make sure that you are covered in the event that that happens. Thanks again for tuning in. If you have any questions about any of the real estate terms we spoke about or any new ones, please comment below. We'll get right back to you. Like and subscribe so you don't miss any other videos, and we'll see you next week.